أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. We turn to page 75. We will do the first track of the Malaysian Qira'ah in the video that I have posted.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وإن تبدوا ما في أنفسكم أو تخفوه يحاسبكم به الله.
Now there we have lillahi, to Allah belongs. Ma fis samawati, what is in the samawat, that means in the skies. Wa ma, and what is fil ard, in the earth. Wa in tubadu, and now that if in before the verb there, that's the fourth form of the verb. If you look at that verb, if you look it up in the dictionary, you will find first bada'a, or you will find badawa, bada'a. That will be the root form. Now, then you will look further down a bit, and you will see the fourth form. And the meaning of the fourth form means to disclose. Now, tubadu, if you look at the conjugation of the verb, that's present tense and it's plural. Plural in the second person, meaning you disclose, and it will be usually tubaduna, you disclose. Right, plural. Now, when you have if in front of that, then the noon drops at the end. So it's not in tubaduna, it is in tubadu, not tubaduna. And the reason for that is, this is a conditional statement now. It's like if then. So what happens here is, this is a if, the start of the statement, and it says, if you disclose, meaning whether you disclose, wa in tubdu, right, ma fi, what is in anfusikum. We know anfusikum, you should know that now. Within yourselves. Oh, now oh, there is or. So you have an in or statement. Now, and the or here is wa in tubdu or in tukhfu. So you have another if. And tukhfu comes from the root khafia, to hide, and the fourth form has a similar meaning, to hide, and oh in tukhfu, or if you hide, you can see the alif is dropped here, and that who means it. So whether you in that, if you translate that in is whether or if, whether you disclose it or if, or whether you hide it, or that oh is or, but you can read it in your mind, oh in tukhfu, or whether you or if you hide, and then who is it, whatever it is within yourselves. Now the response to that comes yuhasib. Now that also ends up in what they call a sukun. We will do it more in in the verb, we call it the jazm. Sukun is jazm. Another word for sukun is jazm. So it doesn't have a fatha, kasra, or a dhamma. It has a jazm. Conditional statement. So whether you disclose it or whether you hide it, yuhasibukum bi. Now what we're trying to say with a ba there, with bi, is a verb usually is connected to the with a preposition afterwards, because that changes the meaning. That determines the meaning also. Like yuhasibukum bi would mean something, and yuhasib ala would mean something different. Yuhasib ma would mean something different, but this is yuhasib bi. Yuhasibukum bi. Hasiba is the root form of the verb, and then hasaba is the third form of the verb. It means to get even. So here you see yuhasiba kum. He will get even with you. Bi. Now who's the he? Bihillahu. Who is the doer of the verb? Allah is the doer. Bihillahu. So Allah will have a dhamma there. Allah is the fa'il, the doer of the verb. And bihi, there you see before Allah, bihi, the he is the object of the verb, that he. And the bi is part of the verb itself, yuhasib. Yuhasibukum bihillah. So if you look at the translation, to Allah belongs whatever is in the skies and what is in the earth. And if you disclose it, whether you disclose it or whether you hide it, yuhasibukum, you will reckon, you will get even with it. Who will get even with it? Allah will get even with it. Wallahu a'lam, Allah knows best. Bisawab, what is correct. We turn to page 76 and we continue from that Malaysian track 1 and the translation.
فيغفر لمن يشاء ويعذب من يشاء والله على كل شيء قدير.
So there on page 76, you see fa, therefore, that's a condition. That's a response. Fa, therefore. Yaghfiru is the verb, the present tense verb. Fi'lun mudari'. Let's skip the terms just confuse. Now in the dictionary, you will see ghafara, that's the root word. And the root word is used here. Number 1, that's why I wrote form number 1, but they don't usually write form number 1. They start writing from form number 2, and then they carry on to number 15. They don't usually put number 1 at the root word. So it means pardon. So, therefore, fa, he forgives, present tense. Li man, to whom he, or for whom he, yasha'u. We will come to the tajweed later. It comes from the root word shaya'a, to want. Now, that is also the root word that's used there. To want mean whom he wills. Man yasha'u, whom he wills, whom he wants to forgive. And wa yu'adhibu. Now, in the dictionary, you will find the root adhaba, to be sweet. But look here, Form number 2, it means to torment. Doesn't that look like the opposite of to be sweet? But anyway, that's the meaning of it. Azaba, yu'azibu. Yu'azibu is the present tense verb, the fi'al al-mudari, and it means to torment. And he torments man yasha, whom he wants. Right. Wallahu, and Allah is ala, over kulli shay'in. That's mudaf, mudafun ilay. And shay'in is the noun of the verb yasha, shaya'a. The noun of the verb shaya'a. So shay. Now it's nice to say something about the shay. It's amazing how these verbs, when we do discuss verbs much later, then you see you have a sheen there, and then you have a weak part, a ya and a hamza. It's almost like this verb originated only from the letter sheen. It only originated from the letter sheen, and it became sha, ya, adding two very weak letters to it. Now, you know, in algebra, you use the letter X. Now, algebra comes from the Arabs, and that letter X was a sheen, because what the Arabs meant for X, if you substitute X with anything, then you have this and that and that. For those of you who understand algebra, what they meant was shay, kulli shay, for everything. For everything. Kulli shay. So they just abbreviated it with a sheen, and in the Western world it came to be abbreviated with an X. Wallahu, and Allah, ala kulli shay, over everything, is qadir. Is qadir, like you see in other meanings, it's capable and in control. Now we continue on page 77. We continue on page 77.
آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون.
On page 77 you see amana. That's the fourth form of the verb amana or amina, and it means to be faithful. Amina means to be safe, and here amana, the fourth form of the verb. Amina means to be safe and to be faithful, but the fourth form of the verb means to believe. To believe, there you can see believe is the fourth form. Amana. Now, the fa'il of amana, the doer of the verb amana here, is ar-rasul, the messenger. The messenger is the doer. Amana ar-rasulu, the rasul believed, and past tense, it's past tense, be. Now, amana be together means believe, to believe. Amana be. Now, what does he believe? He believe what? Unzila. Now, unzila is a verb that comes from the root nazala.